Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about an old guy with new tricks. One day I may just ponder why in the world so many of these things start off in the kitchen, and then I might get me one of them fancy hats and a fancy apron and talk with the Swedish accent. If you know, you know. I digress. Anyway, while I was making some biscuits this morning, I started thinking back to how things have changed over the years, even with biscuits. It started off with me learning how to make biscuits with a rolling pin and some flour. But here in this house, we don't have any rolling pins because those rolling pins are dangerous to smart alecks that look a whole lot like me. We don't have those in this house. So then we started using the canned biscuits from the store, and then I'd follow the directions and put them on a pan, the baking sheet. But then I found out that if you grease up a cast iron skillet with a bunch of butter, and you can't use the temperature or the time from the tin, but you got to pay attention to them. But they turn out a whole lot better. So, what does that have to do with God or devotionals? You ask. That's a good question, and I'll get to that. See, if you think back to if we always do things the way we always did, that's not well, sometimes it's good, but we always have to remember the past. But there's always a new way to do things, and sometimes it's better. Let's think about sharing the gospel. 2,000 years ago, people would walk from door to door and share the gospel and share everything by word. Hey, that's not a bad idea to share it with your neighbors. But now we're relying on everybody to remember word for word what was said because back then they didn't have a lot of books. Well, nowadays we've got a lot more technology and advancements, including everybody knows how to read and everybody has access to Bibles, their own Bibles and their own technology to where they can actually watch or read things online. I don't know. So anyway, that's our Bible verses today talk about how it's important to remember the past and revere it, but it's also good to embrace the future when we can. Anyway, that's just a thought from a guy that's getting ready to go enjoy a cat head biscuit that's extra buttery. The Bible verses today are Matthew 13:36 through 51 and Acts 10:9 through 23. As far as questions go, how do you feel about traditions versus new stuff? We're kind of caught in the middle in this household, as you probably figured out. We absolutely love our traditional church, but we also embrace technology as well. God bless you. Have a great day.